What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back. We got Ethan, our NFL guy, on, and we have my girlfriend, Micah, as our special guest this week. We got, almost 200 subscribers. Help us get there. Hit that button, and then we'll be giving away an autographed item. Just to be entered, all you got to do is subscribe. But before we get into the video, we'll talk about last week's games. Ethan, you and I came out with an even record, but Ty beat us last week. What was your game last week that kind of stood out to you the most?
Well, I didn't realize how bad Carolina was last week. I would have picked the Giants in that game. And then the Steelers they blew that as well. Baltimore, everyone picked Baltimore, so that's normal. And the Jets, those two upsets were pretty big, along with the Colts and Jacksonville. So maybe we'll do better this week.
Yeah, Micah, this is what you have to beat. You have to beat the 11-4 set by Cam Miggs week 1. So you get 12-4 or better. Obviously, you'll be in first place and your picture will be up there. That's what you got to beat. But we'll go into the first game that happened last night. Ethan took the Chiefs because, his Steelers didn't win. So hopefully maybe the Chiefs will get them. But obviously they lost, and the Browns obviously covered and won thanks to the ground game. So Mike and I are already starting the week off 1-0. Well, Ethan's 0-1. But Ethan, we'll let you actually talk about the Chiefs here in this one.
All right, so 5.5-point spread. The Chiefs are favored by. This is a pretty good number. I think the Chiefs should win and cover with the way the Colts are playing right now. They really don't look good. I think this is a game. It could be a season changer for the Colts if they do come up with this upset. I think it's possible at home, but the way that offense has been moving the ball, scoring 0 points last week against the Jaguars, I just don't see them beating Pat Mahomes and the guys.
What do you think, Micah?
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. The Chiefs, have too much weapon on offense. The running game is actually a thing now with the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Clyde Edwards-Helaire looked great, and I think they can dominate with Shaq Leonard out and possibly DeForest Buckner. The Chiefs could have a big game here against the Colts. And then the Ravens, I think, could also have a big game against the Patriots. Patriots looked a lot better last week. Ravens are coming off that blown loss against the Dolphins, so I think they got revenge on their mind. I think Lamar has a good game. The receivers get back on track, and they really got to figure out how to run the ball besides Lamar Jackson.
Yep, I'm with you there. I think the Ravens are going to win this game. 2.5 spread. I think you got to take the line or the Ravens and the spread in this one. I just don't think the Patriots are that good. They got lucky. They got to play a really banged up Steelers defense and questionable offense. So, I got the Ravens in this one.
Yeah, same here. Pretty solid.
Oh, great analysis. And Ethan, we'll start here with your Panther pick.
Yeah, I was just talking crowd about the Panthers, but I really think them at home, they can't start 0-3. With Jameis Winston being hurt and questionable, I could see it possible that the Panthers win this game. This could be CMC's game. Baker, I think he'll be pretty decent, but the Panthers can't be a bottom team in this NFL with all the talent on their roster. So I'm going to take the Panthers in this one.
All right. And as Micah's readjusting here, we're both going with the Saints. And I think that's mostly just in part to, besides the Panthers having CMC, what else do they have to offer? They don't have a good defense. Yeah, that is Christian McCaffrey. They don't have a good defense, and the Saints have tons of weapons on offense and defense, and I like that 2.5-point spread as well.
Yeah, I'm picking the Saints. The Panthers are trash.
All right, and then I'll start it here with Houston. I'm going to go with the Texans. They have played a lot better than most people have thought through 2 games. Obviously, the tie and the close loss last week, and I think this could be a trap game for the Bears. They need the win as well. But I just don't see it happening here in Soldier Field, and I think this will be my first upset of the week.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bears in this one. I think it's gonna be a really close game. It's gonna be one of the games that I just absolutely have no interest in watching for the 1 o'clock slate. But I mean, it's still a football game. Bears. Justin Fields has only 15 completed passes in 2 weeks, which is not very good. But he hasn't been throwing as much either. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Bears. They got to win this game at home. That's the only reason, basically, is because they're at home.
Oh, I was going to say that. Yeah, I got the Bears.
Because they're at home.
Yeah.
And then I'll start off this one with another upset pick, if you want to say so. I got Tua and his Dolphins going to take the win over the Bills at home. I think after last week's performance really woke a lot of people up off of Tua. And, maybe it wasn't really Tua this whole time. The wide receiver 1 and 2 of Jakeem Grant and Albert Wilson for the last 2 years. Trade that for Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and you can see what Tua's doing already in that revamped offense. And I think they shocked the world here and getting the win in week 2. But what about you, Micah? Why are you going with the Bills?
I think it's going to be a close game, but I think it'll be a good matchup. But I still believe that the Bills will come out on top.
Yeah, I agree with Micah. I think the Bills, I mean, they haven't punted since like the playoffs, or like they haven't punted since like week 16 of last season. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah. That offense is really, really good. And yeah, the Bills are probably the best team in football right now. So I got to take the Bills.
And then again, I am against all you guys. I'm going with the Lions coming out on top and possibly leading the NFC North after week 3. I think they can go on the road, pull off the upset. And if they can score, what are they averaging? I think 37 points a game or something. I think if they can get 30, I think the Vikings can't keep up unless, Jay Jetta has 2-3 touchdowns in this game. But I think the Lions can pull off the upset here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Dan Campbell fan. Hard Knocks kind of got me, but I don't know if they'll be able to pull off this game. They did put up a lot of points the last week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't remember. But I think the Vikings are going to seal it.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings as well because I just think that they need to get a win after that rough performance on Monday Night Football last week. So I'm taking the Vikings. I think it's going to be a big game for Dalvin Cook. These Lions games are always the games where Dalvin Cook goes off. So I think Dalvin's going to have a big game. Jefferson's going to score a touchdown, and the Vikings are going to win. It's going to be a shootout, though.
And then I think I can speak for all of us here. The Jets should be 0-2. Bengals could possibly be 2-0 as well. But the key to this one for the Bengals is they just have to block better up front. If they can do that, actually establish a run game, Cincinnati should run away with this one late unless they pull a Browns and just collapse within the last 2 minutes. But I think the Bengals can get this one pretty easy.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you there. They need to win. This is a must-win game for the Bengals, and they better not let the Jets beat them or else they're going to be in a very bad rut to start the season.
Yeah, if Bengals don't win, I am no longer a Joey fan.
Well, great content. And I think for this one, this is a battle of who is possibly going to not make the playoffs. I think it's, pretty easy to say that going into week 3 here is your 2 0-2 teams that were projected to finish around 10 wins or more. And it may be an overreaction to say the least, but starting 0-3 against these teams, it's just been rough starts for them. But I am going to go with the Raiders on the road. They are favored over the Titans. And this Titan team, you can tell they might be making a switch to Malik Willis sometime in this season because Tannehill, he has had some rough games. But I just don't think he is capable of leading this team. You get Willis in there and that, really opens up the running game as well, some RPOs.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And I'm also taking the Raiders because I just think this roster is more talented than the Titans slightly, but that offense is more explosive with Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller. They have all the weapons in the world, and they really need to put it together here because they do not want to start 0-3 in that tough AFC West.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what else to say.
All right, good one. And then we got the Eagles across the board, clean sweep. The Eagles are flying high. Not a fan of Philly, but, I think Philly can go in and get this one. I like the Washington spread, though. 6.5 is a lot of points. Washington has been playing some good football, scoring a lot of points. And I think this will be, game in the upper 20s. So bet on that over as well. But the Eagles are going to come out on top.
Yep, I agree. They finally got that receiver that they needed. And I think this is the year that Philly makes the playoffs, wins the division, and really has a good season.
Yep, I'm also going with the Eagles. Like Zach said, I'm not a big fan of Philly or their fans, but they've been playing some good football, and I think they're going to win this game.
And then starting off the 4 o'clock games, the line has moved drastically throughout the week. Justin Herbert is still questionable for this game, but as of now, I'm assuming we're all going with the Chargers. And they were favored by 10 at the start of the week, but now it's down to -3 because Herbert is questionable. But if he is playing, I think they can get this one. And I would like that spread as well if Herbert plays.
Yep, I agree there. If Herbert doesn't play, I might change my pick, but Chargers are still a better roster. Who's their backup quarterback even?
Chase Daniel.
I don't know. That's going to be a real toss-up game if Chase Daniel's playing.
Yeah, with
But
how
now I'm taking the Chargers.
with how the Jaguars played last week, I think that's why this spread has come down significantly. But I think barring Herbert's injury, even if they do have to throw in the other quarterback, I think they're still going to be able to pull it off.
And then in a divisional matchup, Ethan, we'll start with you here. Why are you going with the Cardinals?
Yeah, I'm taking the upset in this one. I don't know why really, but Rams haven't looked good up front. So that's something to watch. If the Cardinals can get some pressure, force Stafford to throw a couple interceptions, then and with Kyler Murray playing absolute hero ball for the Cardinals recently, I think it's possible. And I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
Why are you going with the Rams? Cooper Kupp, that's the reason. Cooper Kupp, she failed there. Cooper Kupp is the reason. The Cardinals have questionable secondary right now. I couldn't tell you who is covering who. They've given up a lot of points in these first 2 weeks. And I think Stafford has a really good game, limits his interceptions to 0 this game. And they walk out of Arizona with the win. And then Ethan and I are both going with the Falcons here, finally getting their first win. This is a battle of pretty much last place almost for the power rankings next week. And I think the Falcons have been a better team than a lot of people really anticipated. They were close last week, almost coming back against the Rams. And then week 1, it was just ho-hum kind of a game for the Falcons. But I think this is their most complete game. The line's even, and I think they get this one.
Yep. Falcons have looked a lot better, or I wouldn't say a lot better. The Seahawks battled last week as well, but I think the Falcons are a better, more complete roster. So I'm going to take the Falcons.
Why are you going with the Seahawks here?
Mostly because they're at home. Not a big Falcons fan or really know a lot of their roster or how they play. So granted, they are already 0-2. I know they need a win, but I think being at home for the Seahawks are going to take it.
And then I got to talk about my Packers. I think they can do it. The wide receiver room for the Bucs is questionable. I don't know who's playing, who's not. Chris Godwin and Evans are obviously already out, but Julio might not play. Perriman might not play. Gage, who knows? Cole Beasley obviously just signed him. So a lot of question marks there for Tampa, but I think this will be a run game and it'll be a battle in the trenches. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, probably 17-13, and Green Bay walks out of Tampa with a win.
Yeah, I could see that happening, but I'm going to take the Bucs. I'm just going to go. Tom Brady usually beats Aaron Rodgers, just the way it goes. Doesn't matter who his receivers are. Run game is going to be huge. Leonard Fournette's going to be a big factor in this game, along with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. So it's going to be a really good game. Really, probably low scoring, especially with that Bucs defense being stagnant. But yeah, I'm going to take the Bucs. I think they're the better team right now.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think it definitely will be a close game. Definitely have some good stuff on both sides, but then again, Tampa is at home, and I think Tampa will come out ahead.
And then moving to the nightcap to finish off Sunday, I am surprisingly enough going with the Broncos, and I think this is their coming out party game. I know San Francisco has a pretty solid defense, but Wilson's got to turn it around soon, or else, they're going to be in some shambles and big question marks will arise. Jerry Jeudy's health is a big question as well. But if everyone else is healthy, Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, I think can win the battle at the line of scrimmage. And that's where I think this game will be decided in the running backs. And that's why I have the Broncos coming away with the win.
Yep, I could see that happening, but I'm going to take the 49ers. I just think too much pressures on the Broncos and Nathaniel Hackett right now. I'm going to take the Niners. Jimmy G's back. George Kittle's back. So I think they're going to have a solid game and win this one.
I'm going with the 49ers also. I think Garoppolo is a good quarterback, and I think they're going to have a good game.
And then moving over to Monday night, we got Micah going with the Giants here. Why are you going with the Giants?
I don't know. I know the Giants aren't like a fantastic 4 team, but without Dak Prescott and some other stuff, I think the Giants are going to win here, and it would be a big win for them.
And I think the Cowboys are going to go in. Cooper Rush leads this team to 2-0 on the year. I think the weapons matter, and getting Michael Gallup back is just another weapon that boosts this team for the Cowboys. Their defense is obviously top tier, And that's where I think they edge the Giants in a low-scoring affair.
Yep, I'm with you. And what's really going to be interesting this week is, Zach, we have a lot of different picks. And so one of us is going to do really good and one of us is going to do probably really bad. So that's going to be interesting for the season picks with the way we do it. So that's what I'm really excited for.
Yeah, and that's going to be it for the video today.
And how about that catch?
I changed the picture so Ethan would be surprised and he likes it, obviously. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, get to 200 subscriber. Thanks, Micah, for coming on. Hopefully you can beat Cam and get your own picture, whichever you choose up there. No nudity, though. And the Bench Buddies are out.